Hello guys, today I want to bring to you another Nekroz deck, and yeah, I'm sorry about the last list, the adventure thing. I don't think that list was too good in hindsight, and also I think, just as a fair warning for this deck profile, don't expect this deck to be too in touch with the meta. Um, I tried to do as much testing as possible, of course, but uh, it's a little bit hard to play Nekroz in a format with such power, let's say that. And this deck list will reflect that. So this is... I think some of you may enjoy this, because this has a completely different take to the last couple of lists that I've posted. So let's get into the deck profile. It has some benefits compared to the other lists that I have been playing that definitely give some argument to play this list. So first of all, let's get the most important card out of the light. Our 41st card is Driver. So you just know already. We're back to triple, and triple, and 1, and 1, and 1. I've been previously only been playing these 5 because I thought these were the best Nekroz cards, like, because they are technically. But the format has shifted a little bit where both Trish and, interestingly enough, Valk are very relevant, and also pretty relevant to this board that I'm going to build with this deck. This is a going first deck, by the way. And also, this is all our ritual monsters that we are playing in this deck. We have cut the White Knight, and in fact, we've cut every Dogmatica card except for 1. We're playing 1 Maximus. This is a slight bit risky, but it is the best Dogmatica card you can play right now, because it is an insane power play, of course. You will, of course, have to expect that your opponent gets to draw 1 card off of it due to a certain fusion monster that we will be abusing. But all in all, this is a very nice power play, and it almost forces a negate, which is pretty good. Then we are playing triple gamma. If this resolves on your turn, it is full combo. To the combo we will get in the end of the video, by the way. But otherwise, this is just a generally very potent hand trap, because it can deal with things that other hand traps cannot deal with, and it destroys, and it's not once per turn. It's very good at what it does. The only thing it can't deal with is with stuff that happens after Gigantic Splight resolved. Then another combo starter, Deep Sea Diva. This is also, if it resolves, full combo. And as said, I will show the combo later on. The main thing why we are playing her, there are other options that you can play, and I'm considering to up the deck count to get even more options in. And now the main combo card, Diviner and Egg. We got finally a way how to tutor this in form of a combo you can do. And the combo only requires Halka Fibrex access. And it actually is better than the previous Diviner combo, with 1 caveat, and the caveat is that it loses to Nibiru. Or it should lose to a correctly placed Nibiru. But all in all, this has already been super powerful. The only reason why I was not playing it in the adventure list is because there are more adventure cards than there are diviners. Or at least in that format, it was like that. Now there are as many diviners as you can fit Halka-Fibrax access into your deck, which is great. And also the ceiling of this combo has increased by 1 interruption, which is, in addition, great. And it also became harder to break. That was our monsters. For our spells, we are playing triple prep, triple prosperity. This hurts way less now because we cut so much of the Dogmatica engine. Because the Dogmatica engine in test, like I love the Dogmatica engine, but it has a single issue. If you open Ecclesia and no other Dogmatica engine, or like if you open 5 Dogmatica cards, you're probably losing the game because 1 punishment and a White Knight is not enough to win the game, especially in a format where some decks play multiples of their extra deck monsters, like Splight. White Knight is absolutely horrible against Splight. It is also really bad against Tyr, in theory. But because we're playing less extra deck cards that we really need, Prosperity is easier to resolve and not as painful on your grind game. We're playing 2 Nadir. This is the only reason we're playing Maximus, because we're allowed to play Nadir. Nadir is insane. This is Engage, and it will stay, of course, in the game in the deck. It's like mandatory in Nekroz at this point. For our ritual spells, 2 Kaleido, 1/1. You do not need more. You can recycle all of them. But Kaleido you want to play at 2 because it has gotten slightly better. And of course it always was very good. Combo piece. This is still insane. I have been thinking maybe playing 2, but it is like not really required. And now for our going second cards. Triple the reason why I want to play this deck. Ultimate Slay or Ultimate Slayer, or Ultimativer Schlechter, how it's called in German. This card, if you are allowed to resolve it in this deck, you're gaining value. Like, oh my god. It's, this card is borderline unfair if you get to resolve it. It sends for cost, which you have to consider because some cards only trigger if they're sent for effect, like by Kaleidoscope. But you can, like for example, Kit Kalos, you cannot trigger Kit Kalos off this. I was thinking maybe a Tyr and stuff like that. And second of all, this thing shuffles back, so it is insanely good versus Branded. And Branded was a slight little bit of an issue because they had stuff that could float from the graveyard. They could float their extra deck monsters from the graveyard, and then they became a problem. Meanwhile, this like just takes care of it, and it takes care of it in a way that it just doesn't trigger, and it takes care of other floaters too. Then for the format defining cards, 2 Mystic Mine, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone, if I get Mystic Mine myself, I do not think that I need more than 1 Cosmic so far. I've heard that people are very against this card. I personally am an advocate of this card, and I think it is quote-unquote a way how to fix a problem of the game, and the problem is that it is a very going first focused game. Like if you go into a tournament, you could blindly say blindly predict that nobody is going to say I'm going second if they win the dice roll. And you will probably win that bet because like even if it's like a 10-12 round tournament, just because of how insanely busted going first is. And in that case, Mystic Mine is a way how to put an ultimatum on a going first player. Of course, there's the argument that if you have this in your hand as a going first player, this is like an insurance policy that you don't get completely beaten, which also, again, plays into the idea of cards like, because board breaking these days is a lot like you build your own board over your opponent's board, and this again punishes that. I am not very much a fan of winning due to a board state. I love to win due to resource grinding, or of course OTK. But yeah, that's the deck, the main deck. 41 cards, because I'm playing that one Cosmic. Then for the extra deck, the most important card of the deck and the other most important card of the deck. These are the combo pieces that we are using. So Hulk can, of course, special summon a tuner, and guess what is a tuner? Diviner is a tuner, but it negates Diviner. So that was always an issue when it comes to doing funny Diviner tutoring stuff with this. But then Splight Elf came and said, I am a fair card, and said, oh yeah, you can, by the way, revive your Diviner from your graveyard. Oh yeah, your opponent cannot target it. Oh, and it gets to activate its effect. Oh, and it's a quick effect, so you can use it on your opponent's turn again. And this makes Diviner combo have as many starters as you want, as long as it is Halka Fibrax access. So this is very important. Almiraj, just in case. Celine, this should be an access code, or this should be an access code. Like, this card is actually not needed. I just couldn't fill a slot for it. Maybe put a Dark in, or a Lina. Then the other crazy card of the deck, Tugarua. This has exactly 1500 attack, so if you Nadir, you can send this and add Maximus, so Nadir literally becomes Engage. So that is great. And also, of course, it's an excellent Super Poly target, if I had Super Polys. 2 ints, you need to out stuff. Then this, just in case, like, this is the ultimate Slay target. You could and should consider playing Sunny, just because it will make the Splight game a little bit easier, even though, like, I don't imagine this to have, like, the greatest Splight matchup. This is mostly against other decks. Then triple Arclight, because yes. 1 Omega and 1 Cowboy, because time rules. So that is the deck. I will quickly show the combo that you do. So any way to get to Halka Fibrax is full combo. So we will just, in this case, use double Diva, like just Diva. And you need any spell card, so let's give ourselves a Mystic Mine. So first of all, normal summon Diva, special summon Diva. Synchro, Link Summon. You go for the Halka Fibrax. Halka Fibrax tutors your Diviner of the Herald. This does not get to activate yet, but we will be able to do it now, because now we go into Splight Elf. Elf revives Diviner into this zone. Effect. Send Arclight, add yourself a Nekroz card, which adds another Nekroz card, which adds yet another Nekroz card. And now you just do this. Tribute, special effect. You special the egg. The egg searches you the one of combo piece. You don't even need this in hand, by the way. If you could discard your Mystic Mine, this also counts as full combo, by the way. You just need any way to have a spell engrave or in hand. Then you activate your Ritual Sanctuary. Ritual Sanctuary will go ahead and discard the Mystic Mine for a Kaleidoscope. That is like usually the play, because if you have a Unicorn, then you can go ahead and collide a Unicorn, which makes the board even more disgusting. Then you shuffle 2 spells to special summon the Diviner with the Ritual Sanctuary. And now you synchro these 2 into an Arclight. Oh, by the way, and you would summon Brio in this zone. This is quite important. And now you have an Arclight that is targeting protected, and you have an Elf. But now, here's the cracker. Kaleidoscope, if you have any Unicorn access, like if you opened this, or this, or this, or this, or this, you would have the option to go for a Kaleidoscope play. So in this case, we go for this, Kaleido. We special it under the Elf, send another Arclight. Arclight will get us, and this is why we are playing him. We're getting Valkyros. So now we got a Valkyros in hand, which is live. A Unicorn, which is negating both the Elf and the Arclight. And this random Brionac that we don't know what to do with. So now, if your opponent wants to break this board, if they imperm this, you get this Floodgate live, and it's becoming untargetable. Also, you get this live, which activates this, which can special summon you from your graveyard on your opponent's turn, because it's a fair card, by the way. A Diviner, which in then can send you an Intus, which is then 1 pop. So you can deal with stuff that wants to run over your board, that wants to summon stuff through your board. And if your opponent wants to run over your Arclight, you got a Valkyros, which stops them from running over it, which is pretty relevant to my shock, because this format actually has stuff happening to it. Cool. And now, if you draw any spell card, or any access to a spell card, if you have discarded the Valk, and you still have your Arclight on your board, which is, by the way, a great floodgate against... I would assume it is a great floodgate against danger piles. You can then discard 1 spell, get yourself your cycle, which you shuffled back. Then you can cycle, tributing these 2, technically, which then gets you your Valkyros. Then your Arclight triggers. Then you can do stuff like Synchro here, go for an Omega. Then you can activate this again. And then you can just go ahead and you already usually have, if you get any spell, you have 3 spells engraved. If you get a 4th one, you can go ahead and shuffle 4 spells away then with Ritual Sanctuary to special summon the Arclight that you correctly summoned. And then you can do stuff like Valkyr's Tribute this to draw cards, and then you get another search. So you get to search maybe a Trish play, maybe a Unicorn. And that is all option. And this is also a very good place to kill people from. And yeah, in general, this card breaks the entire needle fiber line. Anyways, this is the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.